Okay, so this is my first YouTube video that's like actually meant for YouTube. It probably says that my channel is like really old because when YouTube first came out, I had an account mostly to share videos with friends and family, and I just uploaded, private links and stuff, and maybe that's what some people have seen, and they might have seen like old videos of like my cats or something. So um it's kind of funny because I have no idea why I have over 400 subscribers. So maybe you clicked on this by mistake, and it's okay, things happen. Um so I just kind of found it funny, and um I've been asked some questions, and I just thought that I would answer them because I I guess it's kind of an interesting thing when people want to get to know you. And I'm a shy person, but I also am a people person as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a dichotomy. Um, and I say I'm a lot sometimes, and I apologize for that. I It depends on how much coffee I have had and how alert I feel. So there I go again. Just said yeah, exactly. I'll just answer, like the most common questions that I get, and it's kind of funny that I do get these questions because I don't know why I do. Um, so like the first common question I get is what is my religion? It's really funny to be asked that. Um, I don't really have a religion, so to say. I believe I'm a spiritual person. I think that's the best way to put it. I do believe in a God. Um, I took philosophy in college, and so I do believe in a higher power, and I do believe in something that is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnibenevolent. Um, I just don't think that as humans we can understand it as well as we would like to. So that's really just my opinion about that. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness in that cult, and it is a cult, and I'm not going to deny it, and I'm not going to placate them. When you use mind control, and when you literally tell children that they are going to die. Well, no, I'm sorry. Actually, let me rephrase that. When you are telling people at a very young age, like when they're first learning to speak English, that there is this impending apocalypse that's going to happen, and only the Jehovah's Witnesses are going to be spared. There's going to be like some magical bubble that's going to like protect us from. Actually, the best way that I can put it is telling every child, probably around the age of 5, that there's going to be this gigantic, horrible apocalypse that's going to happen, and only the Jehovah's Witnesses are going to be spared. And everyone that is not a Jehovah's Witness is a worldly person. And we are actually encouraged as children to convert people. So, yeah, if you went to school with me and you were in like my first or second grade class, I was brainwashed, and I was, like, they were trying to, they were really trying hard to, what's the word? What did it called to again? I always forget because I'm just like, what's the word for it? They were trying to indoctrinate me. It was a really bad failure, I guess. They didn't get what they wanted. I don't know. I it wasn't like a Jehovah's Witness. Um, so mostly because the friends that I had were all not Jehovah's Witnesses, and they were great people, and I loved them. And I just didn't think that it would make sense um, to have the gates to heaven be so hard that, like, basically only other Jehovah's Witnesses can get other people there. And that's a huge responsibility to put on a child, if you think about it, really. I mean, you're literally conditioned to think that the apocalypse can happen anytime, and you better prepare for it. And not only that, but your sins are going to be broadcast on, like some magical projection thing that's going to happen, and everyone's going to see like all of your sins and everything that you would ever feel embarrassed about. And that's pretty much the apocalypse, the new order, as they call it. So you're told to not only like watch out for this, but you're told to look out for it as well, because it's literally Judgment Day. And it's really funny too because, like, just being completely honest, um, I was even told by the elders, and the elders are pretty much the equivalent to like the priests, I guess. They would even say something like, "And if you have masturbated, it will be shown." I'm not kidding. I'm seriously not kidding. So, like, the amount of like mind control in games that they put people through, it's horrible. And I am, of course, going to always speak out about it, because until their tax, like, benefits are taken away and everything, I'm not going to stop speaking out, because the Jehovah's Witnesses are not good people. I mean, there are good people that are Jehovah's Witnesses, but overall, they're not a good they're not good people. They really aren't. I grew up with them. I actually was pretty high in the ranks too. Especially because they really thought that I was going to be a good patsy, and that they could indoctrinate me, and that I was going to be, um, you know, an echo for their words and everything. Um, Sadly, they didn't anticipate that I would actually be really drawn to science, and just find holes in their logic with like everything. So, yeah, that didn't really work out very well. Um, that's a really dark time in my life, and I don't like to be depressing. So I might talk about that like a little bit later, because it's not okay what happened. Um, I'm in a better place now, and to take a lot of time. I actually did actually have to go through like a religious trauma therapy, which I never even thought even existed, but it does, and um, it was really helpful. I mean, it took long enough for me to actually get to one, but there were other kids. I mean, not kids. There were other people like me that grew up in different environments, whether it was Mormonism or hardcore Orthodox Jew or any of that. So, you know, there's a lot of people in religious trauma therapy. Um, and it's not, you know, as small as people might think that it is. Um, yeah, so that's kind of like how that whole entire thing goes, and that goes with explaining the amount of like vitriol and hate that there is towards me, because I went against the cult, and I I paid that price, and I don't really care, um, because silence is violence, as corny as it sounds. I do think that, and I can't stay silent anymore, because I don't want what happened to me to happen to anyone else. It's just the truth. I don't know how else to put it. Um, so yeah, when you see them and everything, I'm not saying, to like judge them or like throw rocks or anything. I'm just saying that like I know they don't do field services much anymore. And I hated doing that. I hated going over to people's houses, knocking on their doors and essentially saying what you believe is all wrong. Santa Claus is evil, and we're here to tell you the truth about everything. So, as you can imagine, that doesn't really make you that popular. Especially when, like, you think that you know everything. And their arrogance is so strong. They call their beliefs literally, quote, the truth. So, they do say things like, I was trying to share the truth with somebody while I was doing field service, and I felt very sad that I wasn't able to get through to them. I'm trying to keep it together, but honestly, that's the kind of stuff that I would have to like endure. And here I am thinking to myself, probably at the age of, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, that like these people are seriously fucked up. They're crazy. They're fucked up. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna pretend that it's anything else. Um, yeah, I'll continue to speak out about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and trust me, I've got a lot of things to say about them. And your pervert asses will be exposed because you guys are gross, and you know it. You guys are the biggest perverts behind closed doors. So, yeah, and people know. People can literally Google Jehovah's Witness child sexual abuse, and they don't. You'll see it. So fuck you, literally, government body and all of that stuff. You guys can all go fuck yourselves because you are child molesters, and I don't give a shit. That's what you are. Okay, you're child molesters. You get paid to do that. You wanted to take people like me into your little Bethel, which, by the way, is some creepy place in Brooklyn, so that you could literally, for anybody who has seen the Netflix movie The Perfection, that's exactly what happens in Bethel. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. It's that fucked up. Imagine that. Childhood sexual abuse being used to motivate people in the arts because they decided that you were a gifted Jehovah's Witness. And what was your gift? How were you rewarded? You know how you were rewarded? You got molested or raped. Yeah. Sorry, but it's the truth. And I don't know if the writer of The Perfection actually knew that they were talking and writing about like an actual incident that has happened within the Jehovah's Witnesses, but that information is all over the internet. And yeah, you're sick fucks. I don't give a fuck. Because why would I want to protect you after what you did to me and everyone else and what you did to my siblings? I don't forgive you. I don't owe you for my forgiveness. If anything, you should just consider yourselves lucky that you're not in jail for the rest of your lives. Because that's really where you should be. So, I think that I'm pretty clear about that. Fuck the Jehovah's Witnesses. Seriously. They're not good people. And what you know, you've been told by somebody who was a very high ranking member, and I don't have any reason to lie. So, I really don't have a reason to lie. I'm telling everybody the truth. This is the truth. It's disgusting, and it's taken a long time for people like me to maybe feel comfortable about actually exposing the darkness that happens behind the Kingdom Hall. And the Kingdom Hall is what they like to call their churches, but trust me, it is a very unholy environment. So, I still believe in God. That's kind of a funny way to put it. So that's kind of that goes along with that. Okay. So another question I get asked a lot too is about like, you know, jewelry and stuff. Okay. I've been into jewelry since I was a really young child. Like probably like 7. Like I'm not even kidding. I was probably into jewelry when I was like 7 years old. So, um, I just really found it to be interesting, and metallurgy as well. So, have I created, pieces that, I wear and everything? Yeah. Are they scraps of gold that, people have thrown away in my family and that, I said that I would take care of? Yeah, actually, that's what a lot of it is. And also my ex husband. I mean, fiance, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird to be like a 20 something year old widower, but whatever. That's a long story. I will say though that he left me some nice stuff. Um, yeah, just trying to fit at least some kind of a nice spin on it, because that's where I can put it. Obviously, I've been in a lot of therapy, so I'm I'm okay, and I've gotten better. Um, yeah, it's been a long journey. So yeah, that's all that stuff. Um, okay. Like the other question I get asked a lot is like, oh yeah, it's funny. Who do I know? I'm not gonna tell anybody who I know. That's just weird. It's like if I know somebody, I'm not going to. I mean, when it comes to me, if I just I'm not somebody that's gonna break somebody's trust. That's just not who I am. I'm not gonna put that stuff out there. It's not. You're not gonna get that kind of information from me. I respect people's privacy too much. I'm sorry. I know. I'm lame. Ooh. um. Okay. And also, I don't know why this is like such a commonly asked question either. What is my favorite Disney movie? Um. That's a really odd question. I'm not even really much of a Disney fan, honestly. God, what is my favorite Disney movie? I don't really have an answer for that. I'm sorry. I really don't. I really don't. I don't. I mean, they're all okay in a sense, I guess. I can't really say that I have a favorite. I don't know. I just wasn't that kind of a kid. Yeah, I know. I defy some stereotypes. Because some people will be like, what kind of gay are you? And I don't know. I don't know. Because I can't say something like, you know, that was my favorite Disney movie or whatever. It's just how I am. Okay, so like, yeah, and um, also I guess like there's like a question about like what I do for work and stuff like that. Okay, I do a lot of things for work. I work in cybersecurity, and I do work in AI, which is probably obvious. Um, let's see. I have my own jewelry company as well, and I do other things too that I'm not gonna like always blurt out, just because it's my own choice, my own like things that I like to do. Um, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all the questions I can. I think I answered everything that was asked. Um, But, I mean, one thing that you can always guarantee is that when you get your security monthly patch on Android devices or security enhancements from your Apple iOS, um, I had a part in that. So that's that's really the glamorous life. Yeah, exactly. So, when people want to like be weird and stuff and look me up and, you know, gossip and talk shit about me and everything. Um, I'm a computer programmer sometimes, so yeah, it's a really glamorous job, and I'm just living it up so much. I'm sorry, I just find that funny. Um, Especially that like this is what my family is saying about me behind my back, and it is what it is. I don't, I can't really say anything about it. Um, I do feel like I need to be defensive about it though. I don't know why, but I just kind of feel like there's people that I know are not saying things that are true about me, and a part of me shouldn't care. I don't really care that much, but I think that anybody is going to be hurt when they hear things about them that aren't true. It's just a human thing, and especially when I have been like a target for gossip so many times and everything. It's kind of embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. I don't like even saying that. But I mean, a lot of my life has been leaked, and there's been a lot of people that have talked and everything. Um, there's a lot of people that think that they know me too. It's funny too. That's like the funniest thing. They'll like say that they know me and that they understand me. And sometimes it's messages. Sometimes it's actually in person, which is even weirder. Um, I don't know. I didn't really ask to have any of this happen, really. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. It is what it is. That's just basically a little bit of who I am. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to hide. I don't think I do. I don't feel like I do. So that's whoever, I don't know, maybe you finally are like, I don't know who I subscribe to, and I don't want to subscribe to this person. That's totally cool. Because you know what? I wouldn't subscribe to me either. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I'm being real. So, okay, yeah, it's fine. I don't know if maybe you're gonna be like, flipping through your, for you and being like, who is this guy? I just want to, if you did subscribe, then it's like, oh, now you're probably getting it, and maybe you don't even know why you did, and it's okay, but at least um, who you subscribe to. Okay, yeah, that's funny. So, there's my first YouTube video. Yeah, it's very fun. Okay. Um, Anyways, have a great weekend for anyone that is watching during this weekend. Um, and if you're not, then I guess have a good day. Regardless. So, yeah. Um, have a good one. And I wish everybody the best. And that's really all that I guess I can say.